So I was on my way to pick up my dad, and all of a sudden I started to get this inspiration thinking about telekinesis, pyrokinesis, hydrokinesis, just all the nesises that I could think of. And so I'm thinking about them, and I'm just trying to, kind of wrap my head around it and be like, okay, well, what is this, what does it mean, but how can I access those? And so then I kind of got to a stoplight as I had some, pre-thoughts about it, like nothing is outside of me, everything is within me. I give meaning to everything in the world because the world is nothing more than a projection of my mind. And so then all of a sudden that scene from The Matrix pops in my mind, where the little monk kid is sitting there and he's like, there is no spoon. And I mean, that's really true. There is no actual item that's in front of us. What we're seeing is our own thoughts. And here's the amazing thing. We can manipulate our thoughts. We do it all the time. We are constantly manipulating and changing the way we think, as well as what we think. But see, when we see something in a solid form, for instance, right now in front of me, in the store, there are bottles of Pepsi. Okay, well, since I'm seeing these bottles of Pepsi outside of me, and I believe that they are solid, I have given the meaning to them. And what I mean by I've given them meaning, well, I've given them solidity. I've given them how hard it is to bend and how I can't manipulate it unless I put my hands on it. But I don't have to put my hands on anything to manipulate it because I do energy healing. I do energy healing from people who are thousands of miles away. I don't need to touch them. I merely set, the intention, and, the healing energy goes to them. It goes to where it needs to, and bing, bang, boom, they receive whatever it is they need. So I can begin to put that into practice, but with regular objects. But I have to be willing first to suspend my belief that, number one, the object is outside of me. Number two, to suspend the belief that I cannot manipulate the object because of what it's made out of, or because how heavy it is, or because of how dense it may be, or anything like that. I had to suspend all of that and see it for what it is, which is a projection, it's my thought. I get to decide how much it weighs or how little it weighs. I get to decide if it can be broken or if it's impenetrable. I get to decide all those things. And it's a decision in my mind. So then something that came to mind was Guru Rinpoche from David Wilcox's talk on the rainbow body. And Guru Rinpoche was able to basically go to caves. He would go to a cave, I guess meditate in it. And then as he would exit the cave, he would put his hand on a stone and he would leave an imprint in the stone. Now, why did he leave, how did he leave an imprint of the stone, an imprint of his hand in the stone? Well, because he understood intrinsically that the stone was nothing more than a projection of his mind. He could decide how malleable it was because he realized that the stone was a thought and he could manipulate that thought.